My name is Lindsay Alexander. I'm a fifth-year doctoral candidate in the Department of Social Anthropology at Harvard University. My research project involves the cultural construction of heart disease science in Hong Kong and Guangzhou, China. My project is interdisciplinary, like many projects in contemporary scholarship. In order to do it responsibly, I have to be familiar with a number of secondary fields. For that reason, I'm constantly looking for new resources and new tools to use to identify things that I don't know in these secondary fields. I enrolled in the ChinaX course, the first course in the series, in order to become more familiar with ancient Chinese history, because I felt like I didn't know a lot about it. What I discovered is the ChinaX course is an excellent resource with which to identify gaps in my knowledge about Chinese history and to ask directed and directly applicable questions about Chinese history for my project. ChinaX, like all Harvard X courses, is an excellent opportunity for anyone who's interested in learning more about Chinese history and culture. But it's also specifically an exceptional tool for academics and other professionals who are working on interdisciplinary projects and want to become more familiar with their secondary literatures.
Hi, my name's Jeff and I'm a fan of ChinaX. So I actually grew up in Nanjing, China, and I came to the US for college, and I've lived here for 7 years now. So one thing I really like about ChinaX is that it offers diverse viewpoints, sometimes very different from what we learn in history class in China. For example, when discussing the theories about the origin of civilization in China, the course presents both the single origin theory, which is based mostly on legend, and the multiple origin theory, which is both based more on archaeological findings. So in China, we were definitely taught the single origin theory with greater emphasis, and the archaeological findings of multiple civilizations were only briefly mentioned. Something else that I like about the course is that it connects ideas from different eras in Chinese history. For example, at the end of the first module, Professor Kirby mentions that the Chinese word for revolution, or 革命, means to change the mandate of heaven, where 革 means to change and 命 means 天命, or the mandate of heaven. So I've always thought of the 命 in 革命 as 命运 or destiny. So to me, 革命 meant to change the destiny or the lives of the people. But by interpreting it as the mandate of heaven, it connects this term, 革命, which was coined maybe in the late 19th century, to the idea of 天命, or the mandate of heaven, which was created in the Zhou dynasty thousands of years ago. And I really like that connection between modern China and ancient China. The course is great because it offers multiple levels of participation. You can take it formally as a course for credit, or you can just watch the lectures, those that you're interested in, like I did.
Morning, it's Paul Sheldon at Cranberry Island, Maine. I'm a retired banker. Went to college and business school, taking almost all business courses. And since then, I've always regretted that the intellectual side of college was not as much as it could have been. And so when I had the opportunity to take this course, particularly being sponsored by Harvard, I thought, well, that'd be a great idea. China is such a dominant presence in today's world, and I, for one, knew almost nothing about it. Certainly nothing about antiquity in China. For those two reasons, not having many liberal arts in college and being interested in China, I thought it'd be great to take. And it's met all of my expectations and then some by a large margin. One of the outtakes I've gotten from the early part of the course, Confucius, is that in China, thousands of years ago, they were seeking what's the way, what is the way of life, how can we live a great life. If 4,000 years ago in China they were asking what is the way, I don't hear that really asked too much in modern society. The two professors do a great job together, giving and taking against each other, and work very collegially. It's a lot of fun to watch. You get the sense that you really can't get any more scholarly work than in this course. I also love the concept of office hours. Like you're in the classroom almost, or you are in the office with the professor. What's covered is sort of what you'd be asking about. So office hours is a great way to bring the community sort of all into the office of the professor. So I've recommended this course to many people. I think it's something that you could take as a college student or a retired businessman or so many places in between. Anybody interested in China generally, history generally, just the intellectual pursuit of something you don't know about, this course fits very well into all of that.
I think this is a great course for both beginners that are new to Chinese history and for people that have learned Chinese history before but would appreciate an alternative viewpoint.
The ChinaX courses have proven to be a tremendous research tool for me, especially now that I'm in Hong Kong. It's really easy to get online and access them. So they've helped me extensively in the past, and I'm sure that I'll continue to use them in the future.